Hello people, today I'm doing a review of Ambulance. This is the brand new Michael Bay film starring Jake Gyllenhaal. I didn't really know what to expect going into this movie. I just expected maybe a fun time. You know, Michael Bay is a pretty hit-or-miss director with me. He's either makes a really fun movie time or he makes a really eye-rolling mess. And so, most of the time, he either gets it or he doesn't. This is the first Michael Bay movie where I'm just kind of, like, not mixed, but just kind of lukewarm on it. I didn't think it was his worst movie by any means. I don't think it was an awful movie because, well, there are awful elements to the movie. We have the Michael Bay isms that become really annoying. Military side plot. There's a military side plot. Military characters. Too many of them. They become distracting. And then with the military side plots and characters, it's so much of it. It's written very lazily. Very lazily. Every single scene with military or police is written very lazily to kind of like get Jake Gyllenhaal and I don't remember the other actor's name or the actress's name. I just know it's Jake Gyllenhaal, but it was just kind of excuses for them to get away with the lazy writing with the police officers. And I will praise the movie by saying the female lead, the EMT, she is not just the hot girl in a Michael Bay movie. She is actually a character. She goes through an arc, and I actually really liked what they do with her character. I really liked all of that. Um, Jake Gyllenhaal tries his best because I think everything they do with the EMT's character is really good, but it's kept to a minimum. Her goal is keep police officer alive. If you've seen the trailer, that's it. Jake Gyllenhaal's character's writing is a little bit of a mess because his motivation's like different each scene. It's kind of like meant to be a very chaotic character, and Jake Gyllenhaal can pull that off really well, and he gives a really good performance. He tries to elevate the material. And so everything in this production, you have Michael Bay directing, you have the spectacle of a Michael Bay movie, you have a Jake Gyllenhaal really trying, all the actors are really trying. It's just the script holds it back like quite a bit because Jake Gyllenhaal tries to elevate so much. He kind of felt out of place to me. When you have an actor that's doing so good and trying so hard to, like, kind of do this crappy dialogue, you can't help but think, like, hey, it just doesn't feel like he belongs here because he's such a good actor and he's been in so many good movies. And when you have him do a movie like this, where the script is, you know, the way it is, but you also have Michael Bay directing, and that's the thing about this Ambulance. Michael Bay directing is the best thing, it's also the worst thing, because there are, within the first 30 minutes, I believe we have 2 or 3, maybe 4 product placements. A line that Jake Gyllenhaal delivers at one point within the first, I don't know, 15 minutes of the movie. Hey, do you want some coffee? I got one of those Keurig things. And we get a very up-close shot of him handing him the coffee from the Keurig things. And just sprinkled throughout all that, there's a Bad Boys reference, and they literally say, hey, let's get out of the car Bad Boy style, and they do the camera angle, have me rolling my eyes, but, you know, it's Michael Bay, he's gonna do crap like that. And the spectacle of it all is very cool. It's very action-packed. You know, the action's fun when it happens, and the movie does get better as it goes because you are just kind of more willing to accept the ridiculousness of this world. It's sad that I'm saying world because it's just an ambulance chase. But the cinematography was very. If you watch a featurette for this movie, they did a lot of the cinematography or the camera work through drones, particularly for the action sequences. And there are a lot of really cool shots in this movie, particularly in the action sequences where, like, I just cannot believe that the drone was not. The drone, they must have gone through so many drones because there's so many times that the car gets really close to the drone but you know it's a real car and it's just like right past each other. There's a lot of like energetic camera work like that, and it brings the energy of that sequence, and you feel it throughout the whole entire movie. You feel the energy of these tense sequences, and it really elevates it a lot compared to what's happening in the script. And so that did a lot of the heavy lifting. A lot of the drone shots looked really cool, but at the same time, the drone shots became a little obnoxious. And what I mean by that is that you've seen in the trailer, the opening shot of the trailer is you see it go up and does like a weird tilt thing and then it goes down. And it's cool the first time you see it, but then they do it a million times. They do it a million times, it becomes distracting, it becomes annoying. But besides that, the cinematography was overall interesting. It's almost like reminded me of how Gemini Man wanted to do like the 120 frames per second. It's almost like what this movie's kind of do, like kind of trying to do with like drone camera work. Um, Michael Bay openly said that he thinks some of the CGI is not very good, and I didn't think the CGI was awful at any points. I didn't really notice it at any point in the movie. Maybe I did, but it was nothing like completely terrible where I was like, that's bad. But Michael Bay has always had some pretty strong CGI in his movies, so yeah. Um, yeah, overall, Ambulance was and it was what it was. I mean, the script holds it back quite a bit, and if they had just simply had a better script, this could have been a really good heist movie, like a really good heist movie. But sadly, it's also a Michael Bay production. But what elevates it a lot is also it's a Michael Bay production. So I don't know. The movie was also too long. It's 2 hours, 16 or 15 minutes. You can easily take out a half an hour with the useless side characters, military characters. Um, a lot of that just did not need to be in the movie. There's a side, well, something that happens with a dog in the movie, and it just had me laughing. There's a lot of lines of dialogue where I was just laughing at the movie, particularly with it. The movie had a very rough start with me. But like I said, the more you get into it, the more you kind of immersed into it by the very in your face drone camera work. You just kind of like get more into it as the movie goes. And by the time the movie ended, I was like, that was fun. But at the end of the day, it also had the things that are picking at me at the same time. But I'm going to give Ambulance a 5.7 out of 10. It was entertaining, but at the same time, it's kind of Michael Bay's middle of the road production for me. It's most of the time I either have a really fun time with it or I really just don't like the movie. This is the first movie that I watched of his where I was like, I'm just kind of middle on the road of this one. But yeah, I'm very curious to see what the response to this movie is. I'm curious if critics are gonna be like, we love this one because it just doesn't really it's not as Michael Bay-y as some of his other movies, but there's still those tropes and they do be kind of annoying sometimes. But yeah, comment down below what you guys thought of Ambulance. Like I said, thought it was fine. So yeah, anyways, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that, and adios.